All right, so if you guys are unaware, there has been some recent reports of Respawn Entertainment laying off 100 people and apparently canceling 2 projects. Now, here's the thing. This entire thing started with that announcement, but apparently it goes one step further, where Respawn is not the only ones that are getting laid off. All right. So apparently it goes deeper into EA. Where EA is now announcing that they're laying off 300 to 400 people, including 100 at Respawn Entertainment. Now, this is major. This is huge. The reason why this is huge is because this is what, the second or third round of layoffs that EA has had over the last 6 months. The last round of layoffs that they had affected the BioWare Edmonton studio from Dragon Age to Veilguard, where they fired damn near everybody and they only kept a few people and transferred them to other segments of EA. But most people got fired, according to the reports from all the people who worked in that studio. Most people got fired. So now, apparently, they're firing yet another 300 to 400 people, and almost 100 of that is coming from Respawn Entertainment. Now, Respawn put out a notice that I'm going to go over in a few minutes, where they talked about what they're going to do from now on. And Respawn has essentially said that they're going to be focusing on, I believe they said, Apex Legends and Star Wars products, Star Wars Jedi products, okay? So let's read what's going on with EA, and then we're going to focus over into Respawn, and we'll kind of go from there. But I got to tell you, you guys know I have that list that I've been utilizing that is keeping track of all of the layoffs that is happening in the industry. And this list is about to get so much bigger, okay? You guys know what this list is. I've showed it before, all right? So far in 2025, first off, this was updated 3 days ago. There has been over 500 layoffs in the industry on the last 3 days. So this number is going to officially pass 2,000. It's at 1,800 right now and counting. And that's 1,800 without even acknowledging that some of the studios haven't even announced how many people they fired. So we have a lot of question marks here, and we don't know how many people were fired. So this number, this 1,800 number, is actually probably in the 2,000 range already if we had all the numbers, but we don't. We're obviously not going to have all the numbers all the time. But in any case, let's see what's going on with this. So in a new report from Jason Schreier of Bloomberg, somewhere between 300 and 400 people were let go from the company. That includes the roughly 100 people already confirmed to be impacted at Respawn Entertainment after it canceled 2 video games. Now, one of the video games that it canceled, we already knew about from back in March. But there was one video game that we didn't necessarily know about that has been canceled. And that was recently. That's what this announcement was about. Now, everybody has pointed to the fact that the canceled project from Respawn Entertainment was in fact the video game that they were working on in the Titanfall series, right? It says one of EA's canceled projects was an extraction shooter set in the Titanfall universe. Bro, the gaming industry is just a massive circle jerk of copy and paste, where they see one type of video game do well, and suddenly everybody wants to make that type of video game. They were going to make an extraction shooter based in the Titanfall universe. Considering Marathon's about to come out and be its own extraction shooter for Bungie, I just find that to be absolutely hilarious. All of these people are so late to the game because they want to just basically follow in the success of Escape from Tarkov. But clearly, they're not going to be able to do that. We still got to see how successful Marathon's going to be. So, in any case, as part of our continued focus on our long-term strategic priorities, we've made select changes within our organization that more effectively aligns teams and allocates resources in service of driving future growth, EA's Justin Higgs told Schreier in a statement. In addition to the layoffs, Schreier says that one of the canceled games was, in fact, that extraction shooter set in the Titanfall universe. EA is scheduled to report its Q4 and fiscal year 2025 earnings on May 6th. It's expected that the layoffs will be addressed alongside the full 2026 financial forecast during the call. In 2025, over 2,000 known jobs have been lost across nearly 60 companies in the game industry. Insider Gaming has made multiple attempts to contact EA for clarification on the layoffs, but of course, they're probably not going to receive any confirmation or any kind of statement from them whatsoever. So this is very interesting to me. It's very clear that Respawn has not been doing very well. I don't know if you guys are aware, but it's been a known fact that Apex Legends, while still popular, has been getting less and less support over the months. And it's gotten to the point now where they've admitted that it's performing well under where they needed to perform. And it was only a matter of time. I remember when talking about Apex and how it's performing, I said it was only a matter of time before I feel like layoffs are going to come, because you can only support this nonsense for so long, especially now more than ever, where financial funding is not so easily readily available now, considering government funding is almost non-existent, at least in the United States anyway. It was only a matter of time before they were going to have to start pulling the plug. And they're obviously not going to kill the game because the game's too popular, but they definitely are going to cut off some people from the teams. So 100 people from Respawn Entertainment, to my knowledge, is a huge part of that company. I don't remember the exact number of developers over at Respawn Entertainment, but it wasn't that high. 100 developers is a lot of people. Let me see if I can find it really quick. How many developers at Respawn Entertainment? Let's see. So Respawn has a little under 400 developers. So they just lost 1/4 of their team. That is fucking nuts. They've lost 1/4 of their team. Wow. In one shot. They got Thanos snapped. This is not looking good. This is not looking good. I would be very curious to know what sectors of Respawn Entertainment these layoffs actually affected. I'll be very curious. I think Insider Gaming might actually have. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Here we go. So this is about, wait, this is about that. Wait. This is about the canceled games. Let me find the one about the, hold on 1 second. Right here, 100 or more laid off. Let's see. IGN's Rebecca Valentine reports that roughly 100 individuals are affected by the changes. This group of employees includes the following: developers, Q&A, publishing, and more. And it's not just people from the canceled games being hit either. So it's not just people from those two games that are being hit. It's people that have been working on the mainstay games as well that are being hit also. So it's a bloodbath, man. It's a bloodbath. Bro, 2025 is insane. We are 4 months into 2025. We're about to be 5 months in. And there has been over 2,000 layoffs already. After today, it's going to climb closer to 2,500 layoffs already. It'll be at 3,000 before you even know it. I forgot how many studios have closed down already in 2025. I think it's more than 2 handfuls at this point. It's crazy how bloated the industry is and how bad they've been performing overall, at least in the West, because unfortunately, a lot of Western studios are the ones that are being closed down. A lot of Western studios are the ones that are suffering layoffs. Very few, if any, Eastern studios are being affected in such a negative way. Very few, if any. I'm trying to think in the back of my mind if there was any Eastern studios that have been affected, at least in a super negative way, but I can't outside of Square Enix. But Square Enix is being affected because they're more so trying to focus on Western ideologies and Western gameplay and Western kind of things in their video games. That's what they're focusing on. But aside from them, I can't think of anybody else. But regardless, it is bad. Exactly. Taffy says 2025 is the Grim Reaper. It's bad. It is bad. So, I mean, we'll see what ends up happening here. But I'm sure this list is going to get updated. And when it gets updated, I'll have the final number, obviously. Well, not the final number because we have the rest of the year, but you get what I'm saying. We'll have the full number here. And we'll kind of go from there. So, all right, guys.